We haven't seen so much snow for ages, so it's a high time to test some snowmobile. And today we have to review some peculiar models. They are called Ikudzo Hunter, and now we are going to try them. Hi there, as usually it's me, just a voiceover. You're watching Review Machines, and these are the newest Sleds Ikudzo Hunter. Today we are going to find out if a snowmobile with a small engine is able to go through the deepest snow. In fact, these models are quite affordable due to the simple design and cheap engine, but it's interesting what they can actually do in the tough conditions. And they are really tough. As you can see, we have a record amount of snow nowadays. But before we start, please consider subscribing our channel, my friends. It's really important for us. Thank you. Well, today in our inventory we have two snowmobiles. As a matter of fact, the only difference between them is the engine. One is equipped with 19 HP carburetor engine, and another has similar engine but with EFI system. We'll speak about more details later, and now a few words about the exterior. Despite the sleds are very affordable, I like how they look. Simple but attractive design, with black and red colors, is rather bright and effective. The build quality is also decent. All the details are well assembled. The light, the seat, the plastic components, all this stuff is appropriate for the whole design. Now a few words about the specs. The length of the sled is 3 meters, the width is 1100 mm, the height 1200 mm, and the weight 190 kilos. The frame is made of steel with minimal amount of welding seams. The access to the motor is very simple. We have here EFI 20 HP engine, but I should mention such a snowmobile can be equipped with various engines from 15 to 48 HP according to the customer requirements. The engine works both with CVT and the gearbox. By the way, we also see decent build quality under the hood. There is a standard type of a front suspension, besides we see here a power bumper. The rear suspension is peculiar. There is a lot of room between the suspension pads, and as a result it is not clogged with snow when moving. The width of the track is 500 mm, the length is 3333 mm. Let's get it started. There is both electric and manual starter. The gearbox works properly. The gears are changing easily without much effort. There is a sound signal for the reverse. A bit later I will show you some more quirks and features, and now I look forward to have a ride. Let's go! Well, my friends, what a wonderful weather we are having today. There is just huge amount of puffy snow everywhere. It's such a pleasure to ride a snowmobile in these conditions. We are sweeping through the field as if it was covered with fluff. It's so soft and gentle. That is the feeling of freedom. And I like the snowmobiles for these very moments. But let's get back to the point. And speaking about the snowmobile, well, frankly speaking, it's not a face-smashing performance. It goes here, but it's hard to go much faster for the engine, taking into account the fluffy snow. We will look for the deeper snow and try it there. So all the main tests you'll see a bit later, and now I can say it's quite comfy. Besides, it has a lot of options. Let me show you them. There is a seat for 2 passengers on the snowmobile, and it's quite comfy to sit here, despite my height is 190 centimeters. The seat is soft and comfortable. There is a back seat for a passenger. Under the seat we see a waterproof box. The footsteps are wide enough, with anti-skid plates. At the rear there is a spacious trunk. The front light is powerful and looks nice. The handlebar is adjustable. The control buttons are neat and handy. The dashboard is awesome. It's big and bright enough, with all the necessary info. There are handle heaters. Well, as we can see, it's a decent sled, but it would be even better if it had a bigger engine. Today we have in our inventory one more modification of this sled with more options. But as to the engine, again we see here 500cc one-cylinder Chinese engine with a carburetor. It's a simple and reliable equipment. But if it's enough for such conditions as we are having today, soon we'll find out. By the way, here we also see the ski expanders, additional fuel cans and huge cargo box made of durable material. Well, we've covered the most details of these sleds, and it's high time for the practical tests. And today we have a special rider for that. Let's go! And again we are sweeping through the snowy field, enjoying the beauty of the nature. It's very soft in the snow, so it's hard to make any judgments about the suspension performance. But as we can see, at least it works. Frankly speaking, the sleds with these engines can't go here very fast. Our top speed is approximately 30 km per hour, so it's definitely a not breathtaking performance. On the other hand, it's a utility sled, and the speed is a not key feature for this vehicle. Nevertheless, it's interesting to check their maximum speed. Let's try to test it on the flat road. Firstly, let's check the sled with EFI engine. Let's go. There is some slope on the road, so we are testing the speed at the both directions. As we can see downhill, we are going at a speed 51 km per hour. Uphill the top speed is 47. The dashboard results is the same as on the GPS speedometer. Now let's try carburetor engine. It's surprisingly faster. Downhill we see the result 58 km per hour and uphill 51. Now let's get back to the snowy Rio. Ikudzo Hunter has quite a decent carrying capacity. It can tow a trailer up to 750 kilos weight, and its own payload is 250 kilos. The manufacturer states that the sled has a heavy-duty frame, so it's a real workhorse. It's quite comfy to go on the sled together with the passenger. The seat is big and soft, and there are hand heaters for both the driver and the passenger. Now let's check some off-roading capabilities. There is a deep ditch full of snow. As we can see, even famous brands get stuck here. Let's try anyway. Easy at the both directions. There is also the deepest snow. You can see how deep it is now. Again, no problem at all. Well, let's make it harder and try to get out from here from this spot. Well done. There is a hill on our way, and the sled climbs on it easily. The only place where we got stuck finally, it's the same hill, but nearer to the woods, where there is a record amount of snow. Well, every sled has its own limits. And it's time to make a conclusion about these sleds. Well, if it had more powerful engine, it would be much better. Now, it's a decent utility snowmobile with a good capabilities in deep snow, but it's not fast and rather dull if we are speaking about the top speed. And speaking about the price, such a snowmobile costs about $4,500. Well, let's call it a day, my friends. Thanks for having a ride with us. Please check another our video about other snowmobiles. Stay with us, there will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.